Hello everyone, I'm Annie Hurd, State Vice President for Louisiana FFA.
And I'm Caden Smith, Louisiana FFA State Vice President. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week. And if you're wondering where Kristen and Avery are, well, you're stuck with us for this week.
That's right, we're taking over TWILA to celebrate National FFA Week. During this week, FFA chapters across America are conducting activities and events that highlight the impact of agricultural education and the role that FFA plays in growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. This week, we're taking a look at one of the most valuable parts of the FFA, industry-based certifications.
Our team takes a closer look at how these IBCs prepare students for future workplaces.
FFA offers students the ability to graduate high school with more than a diploma, thanks to industry-based certifications. Dr. Eric Smith is the Louisiana Agriculture Education Executive Director. He says these certifications are great tools for future employment for FFA members.
We have credentials in agricultural technology, agricultural mechanics, forestry, and we also have credentials in career development events and leadership development events.
Through students' agriculture classes and FFA competitions, they can earn a plethora of credentials that lead to high-wage and high-demand jobs. These credentials contribute to a well-rounded resume that benefits students in their future careers.
The labor market is competitive, and if a student can graduate high school with a high school diploma plus one or more IBCs, they become more competitive right out of the gate for a better job and a better future.
These industry-based certifications in forestry, agricultural technology, and through leadership and career development events in FFA give students a competitive advantage in the workforce. Whether it is through public speaking competitions, agriculture mechanics, or the environmental and natural resources competition, there is an opportunity for every FFA member to gain a credential and enter the workforce prepared for a successful career. A specific credential that FFA members can earn is the Advanced Forestry Credential through the Forestry Career Development event. The Louisiana Forestry Association helps provide this credential for FFA members. We visited with Mr. Buck Vandersteen, the Executive Director of the Louisiana Forestry Association, to learn more about this credential and how it benefits FFA members.
The credential is a forestry credential that occurs through the work of the FFA chapters, the advisors, and the students that wish to learn more about the technical aspects of forestry, the terminology of forestry and the actual field work of forestry, making them very attractive to employers that are looking for young people to join their organizations.
To earn the Advanced Forestry Credential, FFA members must score 70% or higher on the Forestry Career Development event at the area level.
It gives the student an opportunity to learn about the technical aspects of forestry, to learn the things that a practical forest does each and every day. This is so important, learning those basic skills that help the student make themselves more attractive to a employer, but also lets the student know what they want to pursue later on.
The Forestry, Agricultural Technology, and Leadership and Career Development Event certifications not only build the foundation for FFA members' futures, but also develop the future of agriculture.
Agricultural education is fully integrated with Louisiana's Jumpstart program, and our students earn thousands of credentials every year in agri-science, leadership, ag mechanics, and more. These credentials provide students with valuable knowledge and skills to take to college and into the workforce. I'm Grace Manuel, Louisiana FFA State Treasurer.
I'm Sydney Brickhouse, State Secretary for Louisiana FFA.
And I'm Colton Conley, Louisiana FFA State President. Supervised agricultural experiences are at the core of agricultural education. These work-based experiences provide students with immersive experiences in all things agriculture.
They can lead to FFA awards and, more importantly, transferable skills that can be applied to any career. This week, we visit Natchitoches Central High School to learn more about these valuable programs.
Kayla Rachel has been an agriculture teacher at Natchitoches Central High School for 6 years. In her years of experience, she says that SAEs, or Supervised Agricultural Experiences, are at the heart of the FFA members' experience.
SAEs are a super important part of agricultural education, so important in fact that it is a part of our three-circle model. And I would say that Supervised Agricultural Experience programs are unique for each and every student. And so working at a big school like at Natchitoches Central is very unique to see the variety of SAEs that students can have. And so SAEs are an essential part because it takes what we're doing inside of our classroom into the real world, and kids can get hands-on experience catered to their likes and their needs. I would say that each and every student enrolled in an ag education course can benefit from having an SAE. Each and every one of them has a passion, and whether that be directly related to the agriculture industry or maybe going into the medical field such as nursing, each and every one of them is vital for a student's success. And what better way to explore that than your best fun ag class? Being an ag teacher for the past 6 years, I've been able to witness my students succeed in a variety of ways. Yes, I've had the banners and the scholarships, but the ones that mean the most to me are the ones where students are able to actually live out their passions and determine what it is that they want to accomplish in life. And in FFA, we have a part of our motto, which is that living to serve part, and I always try to encourage my kids that they need to give back to their service to their community. And one way that they've been able to do that is through their SAE projects. And I would say that that's the most beneficial or the most impactful success that I've seen from my students through their SAE projects.
In addition to Ms. Kayla Rachel, we got the opportunity to speak with Kenzie Brassell, an outstanding FFA member from the Lacassine FFA chapter. She shared with us what her supervised agricultural experience is, the hard work she's put into it, and the lessons it has taught her over the past 5 years.
Well, my SAE is swine production entrepreneurship. And a couple things that I do to keep up my SAE are to train each of my pigs to walk correctly with a stick. I brush them every day and I wash them 3 times a week. Maybe once a week I clean out their pens, make sure that they're, living like they're in luxury, because that's what they are. Each of these pigs are oh so high maintenance. And so those are some of the things I do on the weekly basis to keep up my SAE. I started showing it when I was in the 5th grade. And since I've been showing for that long, I've had the opportunity to travel across the state and the country, going to shows just about anywhere. And I've realized that working with my show animals and just being able to have the opportunity to go do all of these things and travel where I'm able to, it has shown me that hard work and dedication will bring you to success. And I've just seen that over the years. I've seen my progression that I've had since I started showing to now where I am 5 years later. I feel like I've just gotten so much more comfortable around everybody in the show barn and even in the show ring.
As you can see, supervised agricultural experiences have many benefits. Students who take part in SAEs gain quality hands-on learning experiences that supplements what happens in the classroom. Students get to explore career paths that they are interested in and that they can pursue after high school. Students who take part in supervised agricultural experiences get to develop their education, their community, and the agricultural industry that feeds this nation every day.
I have firsthand experience of the opportunities that SAEs give to our members. My SAE in Environmental and Natural Resources was recognized as the national winner last year. And the skills that I learned working for the U.S. Forest Service will help me as I pursue a career in civil engineering. Thousands of Louisiana FFA members have similar experiences to mine, and we will be the future workforce of our state. I'm Lauren Poole, State Sentinel for the Louisiana FFA.
I'm Rachel Reed, Louisiana State Vice President.
And I'm Abigail Davis, State Reporter for Louisiana FFA. Leadership skills developed in the FFA benefit students long after their time in the Blue Jacket is over. From public speaking and parliamentary procedure to teamwork and planning, members hone their leadership abilities in FFA and then take those skills into their professional careers.
Today we visit 2 Louisiana FFA alumni who are making an impact in the state.
FFA is an organization of, by, and for its members. Student leadership is the cornerstone of achieving this mission. In Southeast Louisiana at Assumption High School, former State Vice President Tristan Forey is using his experiences from leadership roles in FFA as he takes on his future career path.
In terms of leadership roles, I would say it was kind of as of my scope and opportunities open into the organization, I kind of got really hungry and ambitious, and I wanted to try to tackle the world all at one time. But I also had to learn that I could only handle small pieces and just kind of take it like stepping stones. Overall, I'd say my experiences, the foundational experiences, were the ones that allowed me to build from the ground up and achieve higher roles slowly but consistently.
Through his time in leadership roles, Tristan was able to gain many skills and attributes that helped him build his foundation as a premier leader.
I think the most beneficial thing was the opportunity to get out and just kind of network and talk to people. And it wasn't always the network that I made or the people that I met, but just getting comfortable talking to people I'd never met before. Building those soft skills and those people skills really opened so many doors for me as I got into college.
FFA not only provided Tristan with skills for his future career, but ignited a passion that would lead him to explore a career he had never even thought about pursuing before.
It really wasn't until I got the opportunity to serve as a state officer that I really opened my eyes to what the ag education world had to offer. Getting to go in the classrooms and getting to see how your interactions with students can, really affect them in the long run. It was a really rewarding thing for me and something that I just wanted the opportunity to be active in more students' lives.
In downtown Baton Rouge, former state president Mr. Nick Spire is using his FFA leadership experience to run his own business.
My time in the FFA really taught me the importance of being part of a team and being able to be relied on and be trustworthy. It also taught me the value of hard work, right? I mean, if you think about FFA and the values that we stand for, everyone's got to pull their own weight and everyone's got to be able to do the job that they're required to do.
Mr. Spire's experiences in leadership roles within FFA allowed him to take away skills and lessons that he has used to shape the foundation of his company.
The work I was able to do in FFA around public speaking and communicating and connecting and building relationships have been, I think, as important as any skill that I've had in my business career. While the educational foundation in high school and at LSU were certainly important, that ability to build in relationships with the team, to be able to communicate, to feel comfortable, whether it's facilitating a meeting or standing in front of a crowd or standing with our clients, it's those intangible skills.
FFA provided Mr. Spire with a new look on the term leadership and how to effectively communicate and work with the team to achieve noticeable results.
We want to talk about leaders in terms of who's the person that's standing in front of the room and who's the person that may be directing orders. I think that's the wrong definition of leadership. To me, the definition of a true leader is a person who's able to build and maintain a team to accomplish results and to do it over a long period of time. And so I go back to the state officers when I was a kid in FFA and the training programs that they were putting on at leadership camp. Those are not only things that I still use today, but our business is in the training and development business. And so while the world has changed and technology is such a huge piece of it, it's those relationship skills and that real willingness to work alongside others in a servant leadership way that those are all the lessons I learned in my time in ag and my time as an FFA member.
Agriculture education teaches leadership skills in our curriculum to every ag student. FFA offers 9 different leadership development events and officer opportunities on the chapter, area, state, and national levels for members to pursue. For more on FFA leadership programs, visit twilatv.org. I'm Elena Lyons, Louisiana FFA State Parliamentarian.
I'm Allie Hubbard, Louisiana FFA Vice President. Before we head to break, we must talk about crawfish season. It's here, and now is the time to head over and get your fix for our favorite crustaceans. We're going to be bringing you crawfish prices every week here on TWILA from around the state. These prices are brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Research and Promotion Board, who always reminds you to ask before you eat.
Hi, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for Feasting on Agriculture, where today we're at Iverstine Farms Butcher Shop in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we're going to show you a cut of beef that you're probably not going to find in your grocery store, but has so much flavor. We're going to pair that with some Louisiana crawfish. It's a dish you will not forget.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
Now we're inside. Galen Iverstine and Ben Blair, they're going to show us why it's so important to come to a local butcher shop. Because Galen, you have a lot of things that I'm just not going to find in a grocery store.
Right, we're bringing in a whole carcass, so if it exists on a cow, we can do it. But some cuts are a little more limited than others, just like you're going to see today when we cut this cut.
So Ben, what are we going to be cutting here?
We're going to cut a picanha, also called the sirloin cap.
That's what it looks like.
Yep, that's the whole thing. And inside of there is several different muscle groups, and there's one in particular that we're after.
What's different about this cut?
Yeah, so in the United States, you'll probably see it stay with the sirloin. So you'll see it on your sirloin steaks or on your roast. What's kind of unique about the way we're going to cut it today, it's a Brazilian style cut. You'll see it down there where they do like churrascaria and gaucho style grilling. What kind of makes it the picanha is we leave it whole, and we're going to leave that fat cap on it as kind of a basing layer. You can cook it whole like that, but today we're going to cut some steaks out of it.
That cut of meat, I mean, I had a picanha when I was in Puerto Rico for the American Farm Bureau Convention. That was one of the tastiest cuts I've ever had.
Yeah, it's super tasty. It's not necessarily going to be the most tender cut on the animal. It is from the sirloin, so there is a bit of tenderness there. But it's going to be super flavorful because it's coming from the hip pocket of the animal, so it is a muscle that's getting used. So what he's doing is kind of cleaning that bottom side up. There is a little bit of silver skin that you would have if you left it with the rest of the sirloin. So that's a benefit of pulling it off by itself. You kind of are able to clean it up and make for a cleaner bite by getting some of the silver skin and bottom fat off of it.
Yeah, that connective tissue can get a little chewy.
Yeah,
so
if it's not treated right, yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned that this is a Brazilian cut,
Yep.
You get to travel a little bit and just went to Panama.
Right.
Tell me, like, you went to that mercado there. What did you kind of learn there?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how butchers make use of the whole animal globally. You know, just like this is a little bit different than an American butcher would do. What we saw down there is, you know, they treat the pork shoulder a little different than we do because there's not as much like barbecue culture. It's more of kind of cooking for the night type meals. So it's really interesting to see how they do it and get a little bit of inspiration. And then also, when we see customers come in who have a different cultural background, we can kind of give an idea of what they're looking for when they come in.
That's the amazing part about a local butcher, and you especially, because, I mean, you raised cattle.
Right, yeah, we come from a farming background, so we can kind of understand what it means for the farmer to market the whole animal and what that takes. We take a little bit of risk off of their end by able to take the whole animal and add value to every single piece of it.
And you're also in a unique position because you get to deal directly with consumers. What has that been like here at Iverstine Butcher Shop?
It's awesome. You know, on our end, getting to kind of put the perfect meat in front of them for the meal that they're preparing, and on our end as well, educating them on what it takes to buy from a whole animal butcher shop. There is a little bit of burden on the customer as well, but that's what it's going to take to be able to make these farms more profitable and more sustainable long term.
Well, it looks like, Ben, you got this thing pretty much broken down, huh?
Yeah, we got a few nice picanha steaks here. This is particularly fatty cow, so trim some of that fat cap. We'll use the render down for tallow. Those are ready for the grill.
That looks awesome. Well, you know what? If they're ready for the grill, are you ready for the grill?
Let's do it.
You ready for the grill? Yeah. We're ready for the grill. So after this, we're going to show you how we fix this up with some crawfish. I'll tell you how it tastes. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on Feasting on Agriculture. Galen Iverstine hanging around as well, and we've got our picanha, and now you're going to show me the right way to cook it, right?
Yep, exactly. So the main thing you want to do with any steak is try to get it up to room temperature as close as possible before you sear it. That way you can get your doneness in the middle without it being cold as well. So we've had this sitting out for probably 40 minutes or so. It's not cold to the touch, and it's ready to hit the grill.
That looks so good already.
Yeah, and we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to throw some butter down on the grill. Got it at about 425 or so.
Okay.
Got salt and pepper.
Salt.
That's it.
Keep it simple.
This is really great beef, grass-fed beef that is full of flavor. We don't want to muddy it up with too many flavors when we grill it. We have some other stuff going on it that's going to add some flavor. Heavy, heavy salt, pepper.
And I notice you're using a griddle instead of a grill.
You can do either one. One of the benefits of using a griddle here is that fat is not going to cause a bunch of flame ups on a grill, but you can grill it as well. Just be careful on it. So we're going to lay that straight down on the grill. We're going to start at meat side to the grill there. We're going to bring it up to probably around 128 to 130 internally because we're looking for about medium on this particular steak.
What is it about doing this kind of meat that you really like?
It's the flavor. It's got such great flavor to it. You know, ribeyes are awesome, and that's a really popular steak for the flavor. The benefit of this is it's all edible. You know, you don't have any gristle or any fat to carve around. That's 100% edible, almost like a New York strip.
You're like putting my steak game to shame right here. This looks and smells amazing. When you flipped it, the aroma just came right off.
Yeah, and that's just beef, salt, and pepper. So we can start getting our veggies ready over here in this pan. Hit that with a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Get those browned off for our grit cakes. Yep.
Oh man,
that's some nice aromatics that we're going to throw in with some corn grits and jalapeno cornbread, and make a little fried cake with our Louisiana crawfish tails to go along with this steak. So we got a good crust on both sides here. So what we're going to do is kind of go to that fat cap and start getting it seared up too, and getting it rendered out.
All right, you got the picanhas resting right here. Now we're going to move on to the crawfish cake, right?
Yeah, we're going to make a crawfish cake with grits and cornbread. Those veggies that you sauteed, we got them nice and browned and tender. They're going to go in. We've got, like I said, grits. We got some of our house-made andouille and some jalapeno cornbread.
Okay.
Simple dish. We're going to crack a couple of eggs in there, kind of as a binder.
Love the way he throws it. He hit the trash can just perfectly
I'm gonna try
out of
that
frame.
again.
I mean, it was just absolutely perfect.
So
2 points.
We're gonna fold all this together, get your yolks nice and incorporated. Yeah, we're gonna throw a few of these Louisiana crawfish tails in there, kind of chop them up so they incorporate well. Yeah, so a lot of times it's just better to do this type of thing with your hand.
Yep.
Kind of get a feel for it, make sure it's got the nice tightness to it.
So once you have it all mixed up,
we're gonna make just kind of little cakes with this.
And that's gonna go where?
We're gonna go straight into the fryer with these.
Well, Galen, I think we're finally at my favorite part of the program, and that's where we get to taste.
Absolutely.
So,
See, dude, that's the perfect bite of steak. You get the right amount of fat, the right amount of lean, just salt, pepper, butter, and the chimney.
It's the flavor explosion that happened as soon as I bit into it.
Yep.
And then
try that cake.
Galen, thank you so much for letting us come and invade your butcher shop and your kitchen. If you want to learn more about Iverstine Farms Butcher, go to our website at twilatv.org. And also, you might be able to find a few things about picanha there as well. And we'll show some clips of this guy right here in another country learning about meat over there. So we'll see you next time here on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, Beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
That does it for this edition of TWILA. We hope you learned a little more this week about Louisiana FFA and all that we have to offer students across Louisiana. Next week, Avery and Kristen will be back here on set, and they'll have another great episode of TWILA for you. Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For all of us here at Louisiana FFA and TWILA, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again right here next week.